Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Jeremy
and Iwa
of Nam Life, and it's been about 3 to 4 months of quarantine, so we've been cooking really healthy at home, but every so often you want to throw something like a healthy snack into there just to change things up. So today we're going to sample 5 different types of instant noodle, and we're going to share our thoughts and feelings on them, and we're going to pick our favorites so that if you want to get these noodles up in rotation in your own diet, you'll have all the facts. Let's go. Iwa, you want to walk us through what we're sampling today?
So we're going to start from most mild to spiciest instant noodles. We're going to start with Chapagetti, which you might recognize from our Chapagetti recipe.
It's a little sweet down that way.
A little bit sweeter, black bean sauce, kind of similar to Ramyun. Tempura Udon, Kimchi noodle soup, which you might recognize from our loaded ramen video. Shin black ramen, the OG, and 2 times spicy chicken.
So I think moving into this, Shin Ramen Black is my personal favorite, but kimchi is a close second, and I'm gonna keep my palate open for the really spicy, just so that I don't burn out my taste buds to do everything else. So we'll definitely hit that one last. But if you wanna see our 2 videos, check out our YouTube page on how to load up your ramen or how to make the parasite noodles. But otherwise, you ready to get started?
Let's do it.
All right, so let's start with the Chapagetti.
What do you think?
Overall, it's pretty good. I think when I'm eating something that's jjajangmyeon style, I like a little bit thicker sauce, so I get a lot of coverage. I think that's really hard to achieve with an instant pack, but I think they did an okay job of it. The toppings, very minimal, so there's not really anything on top to provide any kind of crunch or texture. You just get the noodle.
And I think you could make this a thicker sauce if you reduce the amount of water that you use. But I definitely see why people love Chapagetti, like a much more flavor-packed dish versus Chapagetti alone. But the noodles are really good. They're really bouncy.
Yeah.
Good texture.
Overall, pretty good. All right, so moving on to the udon. Want to do the honors?
I'm excited to try this. I've never had this one before.
So it's a much thicker noodle here, more udon style than the other ones.
Ooh.
And after that reaction, can't wait to try.
That's really good. It's very seafoody.
Yeah, I like this one a lot. The noodles have a lot more like bounce to them, and then
they're actually like softer and chewier.
And the flavor, like you said, the soup is really like a very fishy and
but in a good way.
Depth. So this is a much milder flavor, whereas I think the Chapagetti had a lot of sweet to it. This one is a lot more like traditional, what you expect with ramen or udon broth.
There's seaweed in here. Yeah, this is good. It's pretty like flavor packed, but not, it doesn't taste too salty actually. I would definitely buy this again. I really like that.
Cheers.
All right, halfway mark. 3rd one.
Moving on to kimchi, which is my 2nd favorite. And like y'all saw, this is the one from our souped up ramen video where we really cooked it over stovetop and dressed it up, but you can actually do that a little bit with this cup version. You can chop up some scallions and throw it in there, add sesame seeds, sesame oil, white pepper powder, whatever you got, and just turn it up. All right, so let's see how this goes. Still good, like what I remember. Still got like a nice tangy flavor from the kimchi. I will say the only thing that I think this one is lacking is that there's not enough of the topping. So if they just put a little bit more dried kimchi in there that rehydrates when you cook it, it'd be a lot better just because it offers a nice crunchy texture to the more soft, chewy noodles.
The broth is good. I almost wish it was like a little bit more, even more fermented. Like you got more powerful kimchi feeling.
Can never have enough kimchi feeling.
I didn't know that kimchi was a feeling, but yeah, it's good. It's mild, I think. Like, so I like the way that we dress it up is just like really accentuates the flavor, and definitely adding more kimchi into this.
Yeah, so if you got some kimchi in the fridge, toss some on here and really kick it up a notch.
So next up is Shin Ramen. This is probably the most popular and most famous, at least. You could probably find it at most stores near you.
Oh, absolutely. Definitely made it through undergrad with this, ate it at least once or twice a week. And I think it's popular for a reason. You know, the flavor and just the quality of it has always been solid. So.
Some of our friends still eat it every day. Eat it Asian dad style.
Oh, so spicy. So Asian dad style.
Actually like how our dads eat.
So they actually like parody it a lot in animes and like Cantonese movies where dads, they'll just eat it regardless of how hot or spicy it is. They'll just be sweating and their mouth will burn and be like, oh, so good.
Or how hot it is outside. They're still eating hot noodle soup. Do you think it tastes better that way?
No, but I prefer to eat it slow and actually get the flavor. But you know, shout out all the Asian dads out there with their iron mouths. Overall, I think the difference between the Shin Ramen Spicy and Shin Ramen Black is that this one is a lot more mild. So spicy, you actually get a real big kick on it. But the cool thing about this one is they took down the spice, but they really ramped up the savory, like umami flavor. Yeah, so the topping coverage really good. Got chunks of mushroom in there, got the peppers, and I think that really like switched it up with the consistency of all the noodles. All right, so pulling up to the last one we're gonna eat today. It's the 2X spicy chicken, and some of y'all might have seen this in like spicy ramen challenges. So that's the thing, similar to like the 1 chip challenge or like the spicy peanut challenge. It's just how much can you endure and how little pain can you show on your face. So I don't eat spicy too much anymore, as Ewan knows, just because of stomach acid and all that, but
you tried the 1 chip challenge.
It was bad, yeah.
I did not.
It was the worst thing I've ever put in my body, and yeah, I don't know. People that can just do that stuff, I applaud you, because I cannot. I'm not made of the same material, but I'm willing to give this one a try, see how it is. And right off the rip, I can see the coloring of it.
It's quite red.
About to burn. So you can see all this like red on here. That means it's got a lot of oil, which is gonna make this spice like cling to your mouth even more. Like I'm like drooling that pre-spicy food drool just looking at it. So I think ladies first on this one. What you think? Ooh.
Definitely has that spice to it.
Not excited. All right, I'll take a little bite.
It's more of a numbing spice though than like a hot.
I'll take a little bit of the soup too.
But yeah, you're right. It definitely clings to your mouth.
So it's not bad, but I'm definitely not a fan of this type of spice that just kind of like burns the inside of your mouth. I much prefer more like a Szechuan mala type spice, or maybe like a Southeast Asian spice that like brings the heat from inside your body. This is definitely just a mouth burner, which I think, you know, has its own fans and everything, but not quite for me. So I'm gonna hard pass on this.
One of our friends actually did complete the spicy ramen challenge in Ohio.
Yeah, our friend Sarah, she finished the entire thing, barely showed any emotion, but then when she went home, she immediately passed out. But her other friend who tried it, we were told that he ate the noodles, but then he like went in the bathroom and passed out. So that's like,
it was very sweet.
So I guess Sarah, shout out to your iron stomach, but
your Korean iron stomach.
My baby novice stomach cannot handle this anymore. So before we get into our recap, I just want to take a second to talk about the idea of instant cup noodles in general. I think there is a stigma around it being a really unhealthy snack, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. You know, as you see out there, there are certain quality ones that you can buy, and you can add certain things to them to really just enhance the flavor and overall, you know, bowl that you're eating, to get some vegetables in there, a little bit of meat, some more herbs and spices, and you know, like all things, just limit your intake. Don't be eating these like 5 times a week, you know, just have it once a week or every so often, and from there it's like perfectly normal part of your diet, says I, who is not trained in nutrition.
All right, so to recap of these 5 instant noodle brands, I think we can both comfortably say that this was our least favorite.
Yeah, let's eliminate that one. No knock on people that like this one, but I'm getting the heartburn already.
Spice. I think I'm gonna take out the Chapagetti too.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
3, it's not my favorite. I think if I'm gonna roll with Chapagetti, I'm gonna make Chapaguri.
Yeah, it's just like, due to the sweet nature of it and kind of the lack of depth in the sauce, you really have to like kick it up a notch to be able to really want to sit down and eat it. All right, so let's get that out of there. What's next? This is hard now, moving on to some of our favorites, but I am gonna say that while this was my second favorite before, I think I would eliminate this one next, because that one came in as a surprise, how good it was.
I was gonna do the same actually. This was really good. Had not had this before, and now I'm sad that this is the first time that I've had it.
So kimchi, you were good, but you could have used more kimchi. Bye. All right, so it brings us back to our last two, which is of course the Shin Ramyun Black and then this udon. So I think, would you agree that we'll talk about this one first?
Yeah.
Okay, so this udon came out of nowhere. The flavor was really good. It was like way more fishy than usual. It was more of like a traditional ramen or udon broth type flavor. And there was a lot of toppings in it, which really...
ton of toppings. It had the most toppings of all of these.
So the topping game just took it to the next level. Good texture, good coverage, and they rehydrated really well.
Yeah, and I'm glad that they weren't afraid to get funky with the broth. Like, it's like fishy, but not in a gross way.
The funkier the better. You know, we put fish sauce in everything, so the more the merrier. So second place, silver. Good job, udon. And that brings us to gold medalist number one, our favorite, which is the Shin Ramyun Black. So I think overall, this one just is really good in all the categories that we're looking for, which is the flavor of the broth, the texture of the noodles, the toppings, and just the overall like combination of everything together.
And just how versatile it is. Like, you can really top it in any way and it'll be delicious.
Absolutely. Like focusing on the more umami flavor over the spice really just makes this good for everybody in any situation. But you know, you can always go to the Shin Ramyun Spicy, the traditional, if you want to get that kick.
If we missed any of your favorite instant noodle brands, let us know in the comments. Maybe we can do another one. Maybe we can actually do the spicy ramen challenge. I don't know, we'll see.
And if you enjoy our content, like, comment, subscribe, and get noodles, homie. Cheers.